do it. Action. Now a look at Detroit's starting lineup. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Durant out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Thompson in at the 3. And for Toronto, Barrett is the 3, and Barnes will play the 4. Grady Dick out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, down low. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Ingram. To the paint. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Well, I know he doesn't have to get too high to slam it home, but it doesn't take away from the force and the message sent on the dunk.
Here's Stewart, and finished off by Stewart.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Barnes, Durant with a rebound. And here's Detroit. Ivy passes to Stewart. Out to Thompson. Back to Stewart. Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Cunningham passes to Ivy. Second shot opportunity. Pirtle grabs a miss.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Something this Raptors team does very well is move the ball doors.
Yeah, B.A., this is an unselfish group of guys. They like moving the basketball, getting...
Assisted by
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Dick with it. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. It's Barrett on the wing. Off target from three-point range. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Durant the screen. There's Cunningham with a 3. Second chance effort, and Durant finishes inside.
You have to put a body on Durant. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
On the wing, Grady Dick. Ivy defends. Outside Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Wow, shake the building with that finish, Scotty Barnes. My goodness.
And here's Cunningham outside. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
A deep 3. And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And that one drops.
And getting up close and personal, Cunningham knows he can get his shot to go inside.
They set the pick. The drive by Ingram. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they will count the bucket.
I mean, he had the right idea, but his timing was just a little off, and it resulted in a goaltend.
Cunningham looking it over. Pass to Durant. Back to Cunningham. And Detroit another 3.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
Outside Dick. Misses the three. Detroit leading by 12. Cunningham outside. Fires for three. No good. 3 for 6 shooting in this game. Toronto's gone 0 for 3 from downtown. It's the trifecta.
Now, Barrett has got to become more consistent, but if he adds consistent three-point shooting, turn the lights out.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten. Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Duran with a screen on Ingram. There's Cunningham with a three. Counted from distance. Cunningham's got 13.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over, so you...
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. The Pistons on top. They lead by 14. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brandon Ingram out there with Dick, and it's Barrett in at the 3. The small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating... Whoa!
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Ingram against Thompson. Looking to end the run. And again, Toronto, no good. Detroit leading by 19. The finish! And the slam dunk by Thompson.
As of this moment, they look absolutely unstoppable.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Here's Ingram. Got a hand on it.
You see the athleticism of Cunningham, using it there to come up with the swat.
Driving to the basket, played it in with a nice touch off the window. Cunningham's got 7 points for the quarter.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
4-3, pure. That's basket number 9 on 12 tries.
Well, you know, it's already tough to play like this at home, but it's even tougher to do so on the road.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at them.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Here's Ivy, and it's flushed down. A nice jam.
And this is what makes Ivy special, his ability to finish with power at the rim.
3 minutes of action thus far in the second. To the left side wing.
2 minutes remaining.
Back to Barrett.
2 minutes.
Ingram with a screen on Cunningham. Outside for Ingram. The three is up. And again, Toronto with a triple. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Outside Dick. And a miss there on the triple.
What a nice individual defensive effort right there. Did a great job contesting.
They get it again. Thompson passes to Ivy. Here's Cunningham. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
That's his first.
And just a high IQ play. Cunningham goes for a pump fake, and now he's headed to the line.
And make no mistake, Cade Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
Excellent instincts from R.J. Barrett right there. Finds the gap, drives with confidence.
Here's Thompson.
Thompson.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Toronto has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Here's Pirtle. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Pirtle's got 6 points.
I think it's a big help when Pirtle can make the mid-range. It forces the defense to bring the bigs out of the post, and it really opens up things.
To the wing, right side. Here's Stewart. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Back to Stewart. Launches it. Gets the 3-ball to go. Stewart's gotten his second bucket.
Cunningham seeing the floor oh so well in his young career.
Thompson against Ingram. There's the triple. Detroit with a rebound. Here's Thompson. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Scotty Barnes on the receiving end of that one.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Pistons. Moving the rock and looking for a shot. It's clear he's in a good rhythm. Back to the game after this break. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game, great performance by Cade Cunningham.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Setting the floor for Detroit. Malik Beasley is out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Paul Reed, then it's Tim Hardaway, and it's Waters in at the point. Count that one, Reed.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And here's Quickly. The 3. That shot, no good. Here's Waters. Guarded by Quickly. Reed passes to Waters. On target from range. Waters gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Not the best three-point shooter in the league, but he's got enough skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. Quickly drives in. Pass to Mobo. Quickly outside. And he drives in. Here's Castleton. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
At the line for
Offensive
your
rebounding is all about wanting it. Fantastic effort there, leading to second chance points.
After their title in 2019, the Raptors have struggled to stay among the league's elite scores.
Well, think about it, BA. The driver of that title success was Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Both of those players are gone. Very hard to replace players of that caliber. Almost inevitable they were going to take a step back.
Just 3 to shoot. Beasley for 3. Bobo with the rebound. The Raptors have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
The Pistons have gotten 2 of 4 shots to go since the break. Here's Waters. Yep, count it. Waters got 5 points now this quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Pass to Walter. Takes the 3. Drains the triple. Walters has got 5 now.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the slam dunk is arguably pro basketball's signature play. And forward Nicholas Batum said growing up, you have so much joy in dunking. You're one of the few people in the world that can. But Father Time marches on, and like most vets, he's come to grips with the reality. He said, my body told me, no more, bro.
Well, leave that to the youngsters now, right? All right, Allie, thanks.
Pistons foul. Waters. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Shot clock at 5. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Battle. A rebound by Detroit. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. The Pistons have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Kicks it out to Hardaway. Here's the 3. They grab their own miss. Harris left side. Another shot. And the layup is up and in.
In so many ways, Harris can beat you. He has the size and skill to score from all 3 levels.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 here in this third quarter. Lets it go from deep. And Reed pulls it down. Reed's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's Beasley on the wing. No made baskets yet.
Now, make no mistake, there's some big-time athleticism when you're talking about Malik Beasley. Rise up and finish at the cup.
Pass to Mobo. Out to the right wing. Can they get it? Waters grabs the miss. Detroit has gone 7 of 13 from downtown so far in this game. Hardaway from outside. Harris, a screen on quickly. Here's Waters. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
That's his first personal foul.
Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game. And the first one at the line is good. So Toronto ends up going with a new group. A big group substitution here for Detroit. Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Stewart comes in for Tobias Harris. Thompson, he's checked in for Beasley. And Jaden Ivey subbed in for Hardaway. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him. Cunningham's checked in for the Pistons.
Now into the lineup for the Pistons. Number
Here's
2.
Ingram. Give him 8. 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Can't connect from short range.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Pass to Duren. Now here's Thompson. Oh, he took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. Instead, he'll shoot free throws. That's on Jakob Poeltl.
Man, the defender really went after him.
Thompson, 2 shots.
Both free throws good from Thompson. 5 ticks left in the third quarter. Here's Dick. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target at the end of the third quarter. A huge... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Barrett is the 3, and Barnes will play the 4. Grady Dick out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Poeltl in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Outside, Dick fires for 3. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram. Ingram's got 3 assists in the game.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
Offensive rebound. Here's Thompson. And he makes it on the layup.
And trying to put the game away, he's been nailed all evening.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Here's Dick. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Duren. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Pistons?
The fearlessness they've shown going strong inside has been impressive. The defense hasn't been very effective against them.
I also like how they've played in the painted area. They've made an effort to work on the inside and convert those chances.
Ingram against Thompson. Ingram deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock. Poeltl with a screen on Thompson. Tries to break his ice. The shot by Ingram, no good. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. And here's Cunningham outside. They get it back on the wing. Ivy from behind the arc. Cunningham outside. And it's off from three-point range. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. The 3 from Barnes. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Duren. Back to Ivy. Launches the 3. Knocks it down from distance.
And something Ivy continues to improve. He's becoming a real threat from downtown.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his 3rd foul so far.
2nd team foul.
Ingram against Thompson. Ingram into the lane. Lays it up and banks it in.
Moving so well at 6'8", Ingram can be a lot to handle, especially on the drive.
Pulls up on the wing. The shot off that time. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Connects from downtown. Ingram's got 5 points in the quarter.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
The Raptors have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Dick with a miss. The Pistons shooting 69%. I think they're even surprising themselves out there. Duren. Poeltl with some nice D. Stewart outside, puts up a 3. He buries it from 3.
Yeah, usually Duren is more of a finisher, but being selfless with the ball is a good thing for him in the long run.
Here's Dick. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Dick's got 9 points here in the second half. And here's Cunningham outside. And Detroit another 3.
Yeah, an encouraging sign. When Cunningham is dialed in from deep, he's dangerous. And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Pistons.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Cade Cunningham.
What a selfless effort tonight. He's done such a great job finding guys in their appropriate spots.
Here's Cunningham. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
What a performance tonight. Getting a win like this on the road is such a boost.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Barnes with a screen on Thompson. Outside Ingram. 5 on the clock. Fires top of the key, and he drops that one in.
Well, they needed this run way earlier. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Ingram against Thompson. Barnes with a screen on Thompson. And here's Ingram from the arc. Not going to go that time.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question, he altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
And so it's Detroit easily grabbing this one. Boy, this crowd has...
Tuning in to the starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. And Bernie Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the small forward. And for Toronto, Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Brandon Ingram's out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Barrett in at the 3. Greg, we know that both these teams have had a difficult stretch recently and are hoping to turn things around in this one.
Yeah, it's a new opportunity. And Kevin, I expect each side to be hungry and motivated to get this win. And if not, the struggles will continue.
So the Portland Trail Blazers able to put the first points up on the board. Pirtle kicks to Quickly. 6 to shoot. Fires top of the key. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the Heat.
And the slam dunk by Simon.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? And that one's good. Ingram.
And I love it when Ingram works for that high percentage look. Such a high basketball IQ.
And Bernie Simons again. Simons has got 6.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Stan, I look at your list of players you've coached, some incredible scores along the way, including Brandon Ingram. Let's zero in on him. What makes him so good?
Kevin, look, when you've got Brandon Ingram's size and then you have the ability to get where you want to go on the floor and you can just get to that spot and rise up above people and knock down shots, you're virtually impossible to stop one-on-one, and that's what Brandon Ingram has.
Count it. Good. He's got 7.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Now, here's Simons. 9 points in the game so far. Takes the 3. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And here is Ingram. 7 points in the game. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Darko Rajakovic had a few moments to share with me before. Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Trailblazers leading by 5. Simons surveying the D. And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. Avdia, a screen on Quickly. Simons, and the layup falls. Simons has got 14 points for the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
You know, Stan, the Blazers started the rebuild process with the big Dame Lillard trade to Milwaukee.
Kevin, it takes guts for a GM to make a move like that, and it didn't go well early on. But they've got to trust the process and stick with the plan that they made.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. The Raptors making a switch here. Dick's checked in. Here's Ingram. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 9.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Now, here's Simons. He's got 16. Grant sets a screen for Simons. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. A three from Barnes. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Portland leading by 7. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Grant kicks to Simons. Outside, Avdia. Ayton a screen on Ingram. Avdia the pass to Ayton. Some solid defense from Pirtle. For three, Barrett. Nailed from three-point land. Here's Grant. Wow, huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
What a performance from Anthony Simons. He has been the story for Portland. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Trailblazers.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
You also have to admire how they've challenged the defense inside, getting a lot of points in the paint.
In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Brandon Ingram's out there with Grady Dick. And it's Pirtle in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Ayton. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
Loads of expectations come with going number 1 overall, Stan. We all know that. Just ask DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Kevin, I think he's become one of the more underrated players in this league. He was the top pick in 2018. People will always measure him against that standard. But look, he's averaged a double-double every season in the league. It's not easy to be that consistent.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. In the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough. David, thank you.
Totally unselfish play there from Ayton. Sends the ball to someone with a wide open look.
Personal foul. First team foul.
It's Ingram on the wing. No good on the 3. Trailblazers leading by 7. Thibault kicks to Avdia. Grant sets a screen for Avdia. And a miss there on the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's Ingram missing. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Now Thibault, scoreless thus far. Shot clock at 5. And it's Simons off the drive.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
Here's Ayton, and he makes good on the layup. Ayton's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
And a strong showing of physical strength there from Ayton. Defenders have their hands full when he's around the rim.
Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, to the middle, Here's Simons. His second miss of the game still has him shooting 8 for 10. Toronto's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Here's Dick. Still yet to score. Arms screen on Simon. With the drive. Hurdle, no one around him. Sinks the three-pointer.
And you see the passing instincts Derek has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's the screen. The shot's good from Simons. Simons has got 20.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficient.
Here's Dick, covered by Simons. Dick with it. Knocked loose. Ingram against Simons. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Ingram.
Silky three-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Ayton in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Ingram outside. Down low. Shoots over Avdia. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Trailblazers out in front. They lead by 5. We'll be back shortly. Live from Toronto. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, Anthony Simons getting it done today.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Here's who Chauncey Billups will start the second half with. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Bob Williams is out there with Walker. And it's Kamare in at the 3, the small forward. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
To the paint, here's Williams. Pass to Sharp. Another shot. Toronto grabs the miss. Dick with it. He's picked up by Walker. Here's Battle. Hasn't made one yet. Misses from close range. Now, here's Sharp. D right on him. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Williams. Plays it up off the glass. And now a 10-point Portland lead.
Slashing with purpose there after setting that screen. Williams knows where to position himself in these sets.
Here's Abaji. Defended by Sharp. On the top of the key. Rebound by Williams. Portland leading by 10. Here's Walker. Pass to Kamare. Walker surveying the floor. Here's Williams. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Abaji misses and the dry spell continues. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Sharp, that's good.
Oh, nice job executing inside. Sharp's confidence is what makes him such a dangerous player.
We've seen some flashes, Coach, from Shaedon Sharp in his career. He can get hot in a hurry.
Well, look, Kevin, he is a great athlete, and when his shot starts to fall consistently, he can be electric. Right now, he's putting it together little by little. He's just got to continue to improve.
Anderson dishes to Williams. Walker with his screen for Sharp. Can we talk about this every night? So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
But I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama, I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
You know, something that Williams does so well, as soon as he has inside position, he just goes for the finish.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, when you look at the draft, it seems talent evaluators have a type. LeBron James says our league is always hungry for potential. That's the whole focus of the lottery. It makes sense that those guys who are taken 16 through 30 are on real contending teams and making impacts. Of course, Kevin, everybody wants to draft the next LeBron. Good luck with that.
Or work with the next David Aldridge, a Hall of Famer. David, thank you. And it's quickly missing. Portland leading by 14. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Williams gets the bucket.
You know, when Williams gets positioned inside, he just looks to dominate physically, and then he shows you the skill set on top of it.
Quickly the pass to Pat. Tries again. A nice shot by Castleton. Castleton's got his first 2 points.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Williams a screen on quickly. Anderson looking it over. Here's Williams. Basket good. Williams has got 8 points.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Trailblazers leading by 16. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Barrett at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Simons. That shot misses. Good D by Barnes. Now, here's quickly. Pirtle with a screen on Avdia. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Simons kicks to Thibault. Pass to Grant. 5 to shoot. Here's Ayton. Good, and Grant gets the assist.
And nice pass by Grant. And this is what happens when you become a great scorer. You draw defenders, which often leaves someone open.
Ingram outside. Barnes with it. Over Grant. Barnes finds Pirtle. And Ingram puts up a deep 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Avdia's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Simons with the ball, now guarded by Ingram. Avdia against Barrett. Ayton sets the pick for Avdia. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Jakob Poeltl.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Dix checked in for Quickly. And stolen by Thibault. And now Portland on the break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
No hesitation. He just takes off and takes it the distance.
Well, the best way to attack is in transition. He recognizes that.
And the dunk by Poeltl.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Simons. Some solid defense from Poeltl. Raptors trail by 19. Outside Barrett. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Kept alive. Pass to Thibault.
2 minutes remaining in regulation time.
Simons on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Avdia. That 3 off the mark. Toronto, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Ingram. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Now here's Ingram, defended by Thibault. Ingram attacking, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Portland.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Simons.
Well, as a coach, it's so fun to watch a player dominate the game offensively like he did in this one.
For 3, Ingram, count it, and with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor. The Trailblazers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Avdia with a screen for Simons. Into the lane. Oh, what a jam! Simons!
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Outside, Simons. 5 on the clock. Grant outside. This one for 3. And Poeltl pulls it down. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't...
way to here's the starting group for Portland. Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Anthony Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the 3 slot. And for the Pistons, Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Isaiah Stewart out there with Thompson. And it's Duren in at the center position, locking down the middle. Well, the center position is obviously a point of strength for both of these teams, Brent.
Do you believe, BA, that these guys are coming in and not thinking about that very same thing? These guys want to test each other tonight. And you wonder, whoever gets the best of the other guy, will that elevate the next couple weeks of play for them in terms of their confidence? So a big man battle. Let's keep a close eye on it.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
You know, I have to admire a guy like Anthony Simons. Early in his career, he was seen as undersized, but with his skill and pure athleticism, he balances the scales against bigger players, and he's become a ferocious scorer.
Well, Anthony Simons has credited Damian Lillard for helping him with his development.
Man, BA, can you imagine every day on the opposite end of Damian Lillard as a young player in this league? Anthony Simons willing to listen and willing to learn. And you see how far his game has come when the reins have been handed over to him.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
From downtown, rebound Detroit. Stewart, the pass to Cunningham. Stewart, a screen on Avdia. Here's Cunningham. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
You gotta have poise and you gotta have body control, and Cunningham displayed both on that play.
The drive by Simons, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with JB Bickerstaff. How they'll go about defending DeAndre Ayton came up, and coach told me once Ayton gets deep, it's too late. We need to find him early and not let him set up down low. Push him out to the line. That's a lot to be pushing around with Ayton being as big as they come, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Now here's Grant. Pass to Ayton. The baseline, Jay. And the Blazers getting another bucket right there.
He's a pretty high percentage shooter from there. Ayton's size and touch. It's a pretty tough combo to go against.
Last season was tough for the Pistons, Brent, setting an NBA record by losing 28 games in a row.
BA, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm going to go on the bright side. Look at their core. It's led by Cade Cunningham. This guy is ultra talented. He's still in his early 20s. They have a lot of young talent on the roster. They're going to be better, and they play way better in the second half of the year. So how's that for some positivity?
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Simons. Just 5 on the clock. Grant, the pass to Avdia.
Cunningham using his length right there to affect that shot. He does that so well. At his size, he's always a threat to throw it down.
Stewart outside. Ivy outside.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
With the drive. Ooh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Simons against Thompson. And it's Simons missing. The Pistons trailing. Thompson with it. Now guarded by Ayton. Thompson, that's good.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Down low. And Cunningham pulls it down. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Second personal foul.
We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. Here's Simons going inside, and that one is stuffed right through.
Good job with Simons not hesitating. Just opened up for a split second. He was ready to fire.
Thibault with a steal. Avdia passes to Thibault. 46 seconds left in the first. Thompson against Simons.
Hey, yo, right here.
4 on the clock. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The guard rising up. Simons with some thunder of his own.
Ivy outside. Kicks it out to Cunningham. And Ayton pulls it down. Portland leading. Avdia from outside. Pure from three-point range.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
Shot to stop the run. Here's Cunningham. Good work there as it goes. Cunningham's got his second basket.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
And here's Simons outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the... And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Isaiah Stewart out there with Jalen Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3. That's the group for Detroit starting the second.
And Simons really settling in to what he is in this league, and that is a microwave scorer that can come in and get buckets.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups said, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
That's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. Wide open look. Portland grabs the miss. Ayton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Grant. That one goes. Count it.
How about the vision from Grant? Reads the defense like a book and jumps all over him in the open floor.
Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves, but that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Cunningham looking it over, and it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over.
Basketball.
Portland leading by 4. Simons outside. And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. Pass to Avdia. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Out to Simons. Knocked away. And here's Grant. Back to Simons. Just 5 to shoot. Grant with it. Launches it. On target from range. And it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
And the corner pocket was open, and Grant took advantage.
Ivy outside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And as the perimeter game took over, it seemed that the dominant big man went away a bit. Instead, the bigs just got more skilled, Brent.
Well, BA, dominant big men are really hard to come by. So when you do get one, there tends to be a lean. But yes, it's been about the skill of the big over the past few years, along with the game transitioning to the three-point line and picking up the pace. There'll be another big man out there who changes the game back to the low block, BA.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Clock at 6. Here's Simons. Thompson with the block.
What you love about Thompson is his versatility at both ends of the floor. He's even able to block shots like that.
Hayden with it. Picked up by Cunningham. Hayden, no good. Pistons trail by 5. And Brent, two of the best athletes in the league are brothers, Asar and Amin Thompson.
These guys are absolutely off the charts in terms of their elite ability to get up off the floor. And Asar came in a little less heralded than his brother, but he might have a slight advantage in a very important category, and that's shooting the ball.
Now here's Thibault. No points yet. Off the outside. Pass to Simons. Hayden with it. Ivy defends. Now Grant. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Cunningham.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Simons against Thompson. Avdia, screen on Thompson. And it's Simons missing.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Avdia against Cunningham. Grant outside. There's the triple. Buries it from 3. Grant's got 8 here in this quarter.
Well, nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
Pass to Duran. Here's Cunningham. Thompson with it. Here's Duran. Off with the layup.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
The big guy going up and trying to rip that rim off.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Matisse Thybulle. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Ivy passes to Thompson. Portland with a rebound. Ayton's got his 6th rebound on the night. Portland leading by 8. To the inside. And stolen by Cunningham. Pass to Duran. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Detroit shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
First personal foul.
The free throw drops for Duran. Here's Avdia. And the bucket is good. Avdia's got 5 now.
That's what speed and agility will do for you. Big-time play.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Now returning on the floor for your Pistons, number 8, Tim Hardaway.
That'll be a 5-second call.
That's an inbound violation. Trailblazers ball.
He got it up. No good there. And we've reached halftime in this one. Portland ahead, up by 7. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
31.
And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books. 1 half to go. You look at Anthony Simons, he's been playing really well.
He took a head-on approach in the first half, going straight at the D and drawing fouls.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
Checking out the group for Chauncey Billups to start the second half. Scoot and Sharp are the backcourt set. Williams is out there with Walker, and it's Kamare in at the 3, the small forward. And that one's good. Waters.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Now here's Henderson. Jams it home with authority.
And Hardaway Jr. up over top right there, rising up.
Well, if the Pistons are going to turn things around, Brent, it needs to start on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's part of it, B.A. It's not surprising that they've been in the bottom 5 defensively over the past couple years, and that's what happens when you pile up a bunch of young players who want to prove themselves, and by proving themselves, it usually starts on the offensive end. We'll see if these guys being together start to take some pride in stopping their opponents.
Here's Waters. It's hauled in by Henderson. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And Brent Scoot Henderson spending 2 years with G League Ignite. The second overall pick in 2023.
Yeah, and Scoot not the first Ignite player to go very high up in the NBA draft. You think about Jalen Green with the Rockets, but an extra year in the G League, committed to staying there and developing his game. I think that helped him in terms of his maturity, and still the sky is the limit for this kid.
Ooh, too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And a fun fact here, Brent, the Trailblazers' name was actually chosen by the fans.
Oh, that's so awesome, B.A., to remind fans of how it is that Portland got its name. It was an open contest, and they had, I think, over 10,000 entries. And there are a couple other names that we should throw out there. It could have been the Pioneers or the Doug Furs. I think they chose wisely.
5 to shoot. Henderson finds Walker. Here's Williams. Robert Williams. One tough customer right there.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
And Harris throws it down.
Yeah, Tobias, too strong. Gets inside, not going to be denied.
Detroit shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. The free throw drops for Harris. Trailblazers lead by 10. Left side Walker, and stolen by Beasley. Hardaway from outside. He can't get that one to fall. Portland has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. Yes, it's good. Williams has got 6 points.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Now here's Hardaway, picked by Reed. Out to the right wing. Walker against Harris. Walker pulls down the board. And so it's Walker with it. He brings it up for Portland. And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. Henderson outside.
2 minutes remaining.
Shot clock at 5. Driving in. And he was fouled while in the act. And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
15 seconds. At the line for the Trailblazers. Henderson, 2 shots. The players on the video.
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Now here's Hardaway. Lets the 3 fly. Fires in the triple. Hardaway's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
That's one of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s favorite shots. Not just the ones that go in, but from that spot on the floor.
Pass to Kamare. Now Walker from outside the arc. And it's Harris with the rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Here's Reed. Oh, Williams with the block. Henderson with it. Beasley covers. And we're going to have a jump ball. Pass to Hardaway from the arc. Walker pulls down the board. Trailblazers lead by 9. Here's Kamari. No points so far. Henderson for 3. Drills it from deep.
Oh, good 3-ball by Henderson. Now, this is the part of his game that he wants to keep developing.
Here's Waters. And here's Reed. Outside Hardaway. And he banks in the layup. Hardaway's got 7 points here in the quarter. The Trailblazers have gone 5 for 9 from the floor in the third quarter. Henderson with it.
Get there.
It's Sharp on the wing. Williams against Harris. Pass to Kamari. The 3. It doesn't go for him. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers ending the quarter up 10. The flow of the game has favored them in general. Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Pistons trail by 10. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Thompson out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Duren in at the 5. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Avdia passes to Simons. Back to Avdia. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 is up. And Ivy pulls it down.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Nice work beyond the arc by Cunningham.
Good instincts from Cade that time. He has the shot all picked out, so why waste time? Let it rip.
Simons against Thompson. Simons passes to Thibault. Soft touch off the glass. Thibault's got his first basket. Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got rebound number 7 tonight. Trailblazers lead by 9. Simons passes to Ayton. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. The Pistons have gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Here's Cunningham. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one. Cunningham's got 5 points now this quarter. Thompson against Simons. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough game.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in.
I love Cade Cunningham just playing this way, an electric player when he takes advantage.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Trailblazers.
Their offensive game plan has been simple. Look to shoot it often from outside the arc. And the results have been outstanding.
Throughout the game, the mid-range area has been their bread and butter, continuing to pull up from there with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Trailblazers lead by 9. Pass to Ayton. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
First team foul.
And here's Ayton. And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Guys, over the last break, I listened to Chauncey Billups address the team. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
Allie, thank you. Pistons trail by 9. Cunningham outside. Out to Thompson. Tries again. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
And for a younger guy, Cunningham's vision is impressive. He's always watching the floor.
Cunningham against Avdia. Ayton, a screen on Cunningham. Avdia passes to Ayton. It's good. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. It's going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Team second.
A minute 53 left in the fourth quarter. Grant brings a double. Three-pointer, Stewart sinks the tray. Stewart's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, good sign here as Stewart showing he has the range to step back and do that.
Cunningham against Avdia. Grant with a screen on Cunningham. Avdia, good.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
Cunningham passes to Ivy. Thompson with it. Drives to the hoop. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
We've got 1:13 left in the fourth. Simons against Thompson. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And I'm going to watch the coaching staff to see how many times they're going to call Anthony Simons' number with the way he's got it going here.
On the wing, Ivy. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
A young player, but he's in a big-time spot, and Ivy comes through.
The whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his 5th foul.
Personal foul. Team second.
Avdia finds Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
They've been battling all night. Now they're on the brink of putting this game away.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You have to put a body on Durham. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Ayton passes to Grant. Avdia, screen on Stewart. Grant attacks. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Took a substantial hit there, and Grant able to finish. Wow, that's a bump.
Ooh, that one misses for Grant. And here's the fast break. There's Cunningham with a 3. He connects! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. Outside Thibault, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he'll sit the rest of this one out.
Early into his night. But honestly, I don't know that they can come back no matter who's on the court.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Detroit calls timeout. 5 ticks left in the fourth quarter here. Guys, what do you think?
Too little, too late. Making a change won't save them now.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Here's Beasley. And a miss there off the inbound. So the Trailblazers win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them. They had to dig deep to come out on top.
Yeah, you know, some teams might buckle under the pressure towards the end. The crowd was so
What stands out for both of these rosters is that they both feature top-tier athleticism.
And Kevin, that bodes well for us, right? There's a lot of speed, some great athleticism. I'm sure we're going to get some highlight reel plays tonight.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Dick is out there with Ingram, and it's Barrett at the small forward position. Dick with it, covered by Cunningham. It's tipped, and they're able to recover, and he's able to get it back. Pirtle got a piece of it, and stolen by Thompson. To the middle. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
He's a big combo guard, and Ivy plays with no fear in there.
Here's Dick. The kick out to Barnes. Misses the 3. And here are the Pistons now. 4-point game. Here's Ivy. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Ivy's got his second basket.
And using that quickness to maneuver around the paint that time. What a play from Ivy.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes at the rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
And there's Thompson putting it right back in.
And when it comes to getting up and down the floor, Thompson has few peers.
Ingram finds Pirtle to stop the run. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And that ends the struggle. You could feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
And you've got to be able to show some resiliency, right? Keep pounding away, and it finally falls for you.
Now, here's Ivy. Stewart with the screen on Barrett. It's good from long range. Ivy's got 7.
And if Ivy can hit that shot with consistency, it really makes him a tough cover.
Ingram passes to Dick. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Here's Dick. Puts up a deep 3. Thompson against Ingram. Just 5 on the clock. Pirtle sets the pick for Ingram. There's the drive, and the shot goes in.
And this is what you want more of. Ingram has to keep being aggressive like this.
Thompson dishes to Ivy. The kick out to Cunningham. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
It's going to go on Grady Dick.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that bad boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the bad boys.
And Barrett gets it to go.
This is a relentless scorer who is unafraid to work on the inside. In the paint, RJ making his presence felt.
Now, here's Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Raptors trail by 9. Now, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
Coach had praise for one of the opponents tonight, the versatile Scotty Barnes. He told me Scotty's somebody that can do it all. He can score, pass, rebound, and defend multiple positions. That's rare for a player his age. So, Kevin, Scotty's still growing as a player.
Thanks, David.
And really with a pass-first mentality, Cunningham, the type of player that you like to play with.
Drills it from outside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Cunningham. Ivy on the wing. Rebound by the Raptors. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Ingram kicks to Pirtle. Oh, that's blocked. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Ivy, no one around him. Off target from outside. Here's Stewart. Detroit, no good that time either. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Raptors. They trail by 6. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his first foul. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
Toronto ball.
17 seconds left to play here in the first. Ingram deciding where to go with it. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Here's Stewart. Oh, he got it to go!
How about that?
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Detroit.
I love the defensive concentration so far in this one. They're getting out on shooters and really doing a great job of disrupting the rhythm.
They've also done a really good job taking advantage of miscues. Their defense has been stifling in this one.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Ingram is out there with Dick, and it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Ingram. Defense that time from Duran.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Got that one up quick. Cunningham's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Pistons. Dick with it. He's against Cunningham. Here's Pirtle. Duran pulls it in.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Doris, what this team likes about Jakob Pirtle, the combination of 7-foot size and great skill.
You know what, Kevin, to me, this young man has a nuanced understanding of the game. He sees the floor, so that means at his size, he can make on-time and on-target passes. He's a very capable rebounder and defender. There's just a lot to like about his game.
Pass to Duran. Back to Cunningham. Duran a screen. Stewart with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Raptors trail by 13. It's Barrett on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Near the three-point line, it's Ingram. And again, no good by Toronto. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 in the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And Thompson throws it down.
I think the rim could be 12 feet off the ground, and Thompson could still go get the lob.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now, Dick. Can they get it? And that's 2 points on the layup. Dick's got 5.
Oh, good balance from Dick. Able to take the contact and still score inside.
Inside, Stewart. And the dunk by Stewart.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
And even with good coverage
Mavericks defensively that time. He has confidence to drill the three.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Yeah, DA, you know, it takes time, but nice to see his development. Nice shot by Pirtle. Doris, it's great to see the excitement that surrounds women's basketball currently, isn't it?
It's great, Kevin, that these incredible players with a high skill level are being acknowledged, not only for that skill, but the quality of play, the competitive spirit of these women. They have worked as hard, and they should get as much recognition.
Stewart misses. Raptors trail by 15. Pass to Barnes. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, the defense tight inside, but Barnes just persevering.
When you think about Scotty Barnes, Doris, it's amazing how good he already is.
Kev, it's remarkable that he can affect almost every aspect of the game at a high level, meaning he can guard the opponent's best player, but he can also fill up the box score on the offensive end. Points, assists, rebounds, he can do it all.
Nasty dunk there by Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade's got length, skill, and athleticism.
Dick, that's good.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Now, here's Cunningham. Dick defending. It's Cunningham with the drive. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Pirtle. Raptors trail by 14. It's tipped to the inside. Detroit with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Ivy. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Ivy's got 10 points.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivy? I love when he goes right at it with the shot.
Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Dick passes to Pirtle. And again, Toronto no up.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
It's stolen by Barrett. And so it's the Detroit Pistons controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be back with you shortly. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Nice game. Great performance by Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Malik Beasley out there with Tobias Harris. Then there's Paul Reed. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Waters in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Detroit leading by 18. Hardaway finds Reed. Back to Hardaway. Fires for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hardaway has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Over to the left wing. Pass to Abaji. From past the arc. It's rebounded by Waters.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Emmanuel quickly. He's checked in for Grady Dick.
Emmanuel quickly.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Abaji. He has yet to score.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Harris dishes to Reed. Back to Harris. Outside Hardaway. Pocket 6. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, let's see the vertical of Mr. Hardaway. Go ahead, sir. Pretty dunk.
Quickly the pass to Abaji. And again, Toronto no up. Pistons leading by 23. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to Beasley. Lets the three fly. Toronto grabs the miss. Quickly with it. Here's Castleton. From deep. And Emmanuel Quickly hits from deep. Quickly's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Beasley kicks to Hardaway. Here's Waters. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Raptors trail by 20. Here's Battle. And again, Toronto with the triple.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Here's Waters. No scoring in this one. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Quickly. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. A nice shot by Castleton.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once proud franchise's history. That counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. It's pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Yeah, could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. No good from Beasley. And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Beasley for 3. They get it back. Hardaway from outside. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And here's Toronto. They're on a 13-5 run.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Here's Reed. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Raptors trail by 10. Here's Quickly. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Quickly's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run. Listen, this guy is not the most dangerous threat from there, but you have got to honor the shooting a little bit.
Toronto shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
First team foul.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Pistons, entirely new group now out there. A new group in now for the Raptors. And so he hits both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Cunningham passes to Ivy. Cunningham against Quickly. Out to Thompson. Cunningham outside. Fires the 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Detroit Pistons ahead by 9 as the quarter cup. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. So the Raptors 5 right now. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Brady Dick is out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Barrett at the 3. Outside, Barrett. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And a wide open look for Cunningham. Here's Duran. Pass to Stewart. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Detroit.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
And you see that early motion shot. Cunningham very consistent from distance.
Thompson against Ingram. Pass to Barrett. And the Raptors miss again.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Ivy against Barnes. Now, here's Ivy. Not a lot of room. Good D by Barnes. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Will it go? Duran pulls it in. Duran's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Raptors trail by 16. Ingram outside. Pass to Dick. Back to Ingram. Dick passes to Ingram. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Over Thompson. And it's Ingram missing.
He is just not taking smart shots out there. A pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Oh, defending Cunningham, boy, a challenge. You have to pay extra attention. That's when you leave someone open.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Detroit with the ball. Right now they're on a 9-0 run. Pass to Duran and stolen by Barnes. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Going for a dunk. Ingram uses that physicality, clearing the defense out of his way.
Now Ivy. Cunningham passes to Duran. Back to Cunningham. Duran sets the screen for Cunningham. Nice open look, but it's no good.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Raptors trail by 16. Barrett kicks to Pirtle. On the wing, Barnes. Out to Barrett. Three-pointer.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Detroit.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jalen Duran.
Boy, you couldn't help but notice how well this guy protected the rim. There was an intimidation factor thanks to his defense. No easy shots in his neighborhood tonight.
Here's Ingram. It's Dick on the wing. Barnes outside. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Ingram hits the three-point bomb. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Cunningham with it, out guarded by Ingram. And it's Jaden Ivey with the foul.
Go basket.
That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
36 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Ingram against Thompson. And so the ball's out of bounds. Ingram touched it last. Cunningham looking it over. This one for three. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Out to Thompson. 4 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. Count it.
Thompson. RJ Barrett, assisted by Scotty Barnes.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home.
Looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brandon Ingram out there with Dick, and it's Barrett in at the 3. Now here's Simons. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam!
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Here's Thibault. He gets it in there.
Fantastic decision making. Ayton electing to move it for the high percentage look.
Outside Dick. Barnes with a screen on Simons. Dick. Ooh, Ayton with the block. And they're on the run. From deep three-point range. Second chance shot. Back to Thibault. Pass to Simons. 6 to shoot. Driving inside. And he's going for the lob. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
Excellent timing by Ayton on the alley-oop pass. He's perfectly positioned to throw it down.
And when you talk about this Portland team, Stan, they're young and talented. They have some nice pieces going forward.
Yeah, and Brian, it starts with Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons in that backcourt, but Shaedon Sharpe, when healthy, they've got some good pieces to build around.
And the call will be against Brandon Ingram. That's his first foul of the game. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And he commits the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Ingram against Avdia. From deep. From beyond the arc, and then some.
This game's taken on a whole new look thanks to this run.
Yeah, but we know momentum can flip the other direction very quickly. You can't get complacent now.
And the call will be against Brandon Ingram. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
He's working hard. Your Blazers breaker dance crew.
Here's Portland now. They've picked up 11 straight. Simons outside. There's a screen. Off the outside. This one for 3. That shot off. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Nothing up yet on the scoreboard for him. Outside Dick. Barnes with a screen on Simons. Here's Dick. And the 3 off target. Trailblazers lead by 11. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game, right?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. Barnes passes to Pirtle. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist.
Finally, a make for this team. Hopefully it gives them a little confidence.
Yeah, you know, sometimes all it takes is that first bucket to get a team into a groove.
Now here's Simons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
Here's Simons. It's Avdia on the wing, guarded by Barrett. Grant outside, 19-footer. Pirtle grabs a miss.
those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Now here's Barnes. He's scoreless. And that one's good.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Simons. And he goes in for the dunk.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push. Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
Simons outside. Grant the screen. Three-pointer. Here's Avdia. The layup off target. Raptors trail by 11. Hurdle with a screen on Thibault. Here's Ingram. Oh, rejected by Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
And so it's Portland in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
Well, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
And not only that, you like how they're turning defense into offense, forcing turnovers and capitalizing.
So for Toronto right now, Barrett is the 3 and Barnes will play the 4. Dick is out there with Brandon Ingram, and it's Pirtle in at the 5. Raptors trail by 13. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Simons outside. There's the 3. Rebound Toronto. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Hurdle with a screen on Grant. Here's Barrett. Ooh, Ayton with the block.
Yeah, Ayton has all the physical gifts of a great shot blocker. Size, length, and agility.
Here's Simons. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. Here's Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
Yeah, sticking it to them inside. Good luck throwing Ayton off when he attacks like this.
Dick gets the bucket.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. And here's Simons outside. Barnes with the rebound. And so it's Barnes with it. He brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. A 12-point game. The shot by Ingram, no good. Portland has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Simons passes to Avdia. Now Grant. Into the lane. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Yeah, showing the speed there. Grant saw a crease and took it. You know, depending on where Jeremy Grant's been, he's filled a lot of different roles. He's been asked to be the alpha or the second option or even a role player. But whatever it is, he's always willing to do whatever it takes to help the team.
And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
Yeah, what a play. I mean, that'll have the offense thinking twice about taking shots in his presence.
Here's Simons. He's got 6. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played.
2 minutes.
Dick with it, now guarded by Simons. The three, Barrett. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
You gotta like the quick decision making from Barrett. Not even hesitating at all off the catch.
Now here's Simons. Not a lot of room. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Grady Dick picks one up. Coach, you talk about guys who are always upping their game. How about Anthony Simons?
Well, Brian, I feel like he's one of the truly under-the-radar scorers in this league. He's put in a lot of time and work, never satisfied with himself or his game, and he just keeps getting better. Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
And it's Dick off the drive. Count it. His 3rd and 5 attempts.
Nice idea by Grady Dick. I mean, he put the ball on the floor, and I think that'll open things up for him.
Driving to the basket. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. We'll stand. He was a 5-time All-Star. Chauncey Billups. Just 1 year as an assistant before becoming a head coach.
Yeah, but Brian, Chauncey Billups was a guy that even when he was a player and then as a broadcaster, always thought like a head coach.
Raptors trail by 13. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Three-pointer, no good.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Barnes with it, picked up by Grant. To the paint. Here's Pirtle. These are his first free throws of the game. And that one falls for Pirtle. Both good from the line that time. There's 45 seconds left in the second period. Simons outside. Pass to Aiden. Now here's Avdia. Aiden, a screen on Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Avdia can't get it to go. Raptors trail by 13. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. And that one's good. Ingram.
Anytime Ingram gets a look that close in, it's a great trip down the floor.
Avdia finds Grant. Here's Aiden. Here's Thibault. Here he goes.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight.
And so it's Portland in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. Back after this. Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Anthony Simons, he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's showing off how skilled he is at attacking the defense and converting at the line.
Well, he's also a pretty good actor. He sells fouls really well.
Scoot and Sharp with the backcourt set. Walker out there with Williams, and it's Kamare in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Henderson, right side. Outside Sharp. With the drive. Sweet little floater. Sharp's got his first 2 points. And, Coach, you took the Magic to the 2009 NBA Finals. Give us an idea of the different kind of pressure that exists in the finals.
Well, I didn't really feel as much pressure, but at the end of it, it was excruciating to get that close and to have a chance and then to lose in 5 games. Like, you know, even then going through it, that it's going to be hard to get another chance at it. So I would just sum it up and say excruciating.
And this guy has some bounce. Always fun seeing Sharp hammer at home.
Raptors trail by 14. Here's Dick. Williams grabs the board. Well, the Trailblazers shooting 64% for the game. Amazing. The kick out to Walker. And the three-pointer goes. Walker's gotten himself on the board with a three there.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting.
Henderson scanning the floor. Pass to Walker. Jacks up a three. Here's Williams. The kick out to Walker. Right side, Williams. Back to Walker. Three-pointer. Gets the three to fall. Walker's got 6 points.
This three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Pass to Abaji. To halt the run. Portland grabs the miss. Williams has got 4 rebounds now. And the jam by Walker.
Oh, and that's a nice find by one of the youngest players in the league. Sharp with tremendous upside to his game.
Knocks it down from distance.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Trailblazers lead by 19. Here's Henderson. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boys.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring.
Toronto shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. That free throw misses. Quickly is checked in for Dick. And he sinks the second. 1:51 left in the third. And here's Henderson. And he lays it up and in. Henderson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
There's so much energy when Henderson is on the floor.
Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joined from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Williams a screen on quickly. Outside Walker. And there's a 3-second call. This one on the defense. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
At the line for your Trailblazers.
And the technical free throw is good.
Yeah, the vertical for Sharp is there. He'll be a challenge to contest in this league for sure.
Quickly against Henderson. Here's Mobo. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. And they'll keep possession. Here's Abaji. And the Raptors miss again. And here's Portland. They're on a 19-6 run. Pass to Henderson. The three is up. And Castleton pulls it down. Toronto's gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Kept alive. Here's Battle. There's a screen. Clock at 6. Three-pointer off the mark. And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for Portland. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Outside Sharp. Takes a three. Knocks down the triple. Sharp's got 9 points now in the second half.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's Portland. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And from the two-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
Yeah, well, he looked like a pass-first point guard on this assist. Incredible instinct to feel the play develop and set up the score.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first three quarters. So for Toronto right now, Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brandon Ingram out there with Grady Dick, and it's Barrett in at the small forward position. Pirtle with the bucket.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Now here's Simons, guarded by Dick. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Third personal foul.
Stan, LeBron James is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent players in the league. Who else stands out to you as far as basketball IQ?
Oh, Brian, that's a tough question. There's so many of them. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic. There's just so many intelligent guys in this league. Fans that think it's all about athleticism don't understand how intelligent the best players are.
Certainly, he has the ability to take over games. Dick's doing it early in his career.
Simons outside. Pass to Grant. Trailblazers got to hurry, got to get up a shot. Pirtle with the ball, now guarded by Ayton. And here's Ingram from the arc. Hits the three-pointer.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
Trailblazers lead by 21. Simons with it. And he drives in. It's rebounded by Barrett.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
That's staying connected to the shooter and timing the contest.
Pass to Simons. Ayton, a screen on Ingram. Here's Simons on the take. Offensive board. Ayton passes to Avdia. Fires the three. Outside for Grant. For three. Drops in the three.
Quick shooting from Grant. He gets it and takes it. It's just that easy for him sometimes.
Sinks it from distance.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Down low. Here's Ayton. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Grown man strength right there. Ayton just pushing through contact and getting it done.
Here's Barnes. And another basket for Toronto.
With the utmost belief in his game, he's able to beat opponents in a number of ways.
Simons outside. A minute 39 left in the fourth. Pass to Avdia. Back to Simons. Fires from deep. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Trailblazers.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for DeAndre Ayton.
Well, he was all about the rim protection in this one. His defensive presence was felt from the get-go.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Simons, guarded by Dick. Simons passes to Avdia. That three's off the mark. It's stolen by Thibault. To the wing, right side. The three from Ayton. That one doesn't drop. Here's Toronto with the ball. Outside Ingram. Pirtle with a screen on Thibault. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Pirtle. From deep three-point land. Second chance effort. Can't get the layup. Oh, blocked by Ingram. So no problem for Portland as they get the win. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their
20. Action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Duran out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
And this is where Cade Cunningham showing his ability to get above the rim as a point guard. This makes him special.
Here's Simons. Bricks the aggressive dunk attempt.
Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
Duran the pass to Ivy. And here's Cunningham, defended by Avdia. 6 to shoot. Here's Thompson, and it's good for 2.
An explosive player. Thompson has serious leaping ability, and that comes in handy around the basket.
Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The bad boy Pistons, and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. Winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
And Ayton throws it down.
The big guy going up and trying to rip that rim off.
It's Thompson off the drive. And there's the call on Matisse Thybulle. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Ivy on the wing, covered by Simons. Shakes him. It's good.
Ivy's got good ball handling skills, so you can use him in pick and roll, and when he stays in control, he can make good decisions.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And Simons, here we go. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ayton. Rebound, Detroit. On the wing, Thompson. Defended by Thybulle. Simons against Cunningham. Yep, it counts. Cunningham's got 6.
And Cunningham looking confident down low, just understanding if he takes his time, he can get the job done.
Simons against Thompson. Now, here's Simons. He's tightly guarded. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the
first team foul. At the line for Portland.
Comes to some of the more difficult calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And Duran slams it in.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
And here are the Pistons. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace.
And when it comes to getting up and down the floor, Thompson has few peers.
1:15 left to play in the first. And the call will be against Anthony Simon. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Now, here's Cunningham, defended by Thibault. Here's Ivy. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now, here's Simon. Still scoreless. Cunningham against Avdia. To the middle. And Ayton throws it down.
Set a rugged screen. Nice roll by Ayton to get to the bucket.
Cunningham with it. Now guarded by Ayton. A shot by Stewart with no one around. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Now, here's Avdia. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Grant. It's hauled in by Stewart.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
And so is Detroit, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. And their ability. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Detroit.
People say the mid-range shot is dying, but so far in this one, that has not been the case for this team.
Well, they've really attacked off of the turnovers, so leaking out and capitalizing on fast break stuff.
Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Avdia out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the small forward. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. They get the rebound. Ayton, crafty move, and Ayton throws it down.
If Ayton can get in that kind of position, he can be a bully on the inside.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA, and confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much.
Second team foul.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Simons. Duran pulls it in. Pistons leading by 14. Thompson with it. Now defended by Grant. Ivy dishes to Thompson. Pass to Stewart. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
First team foul.
Here's Ivy. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's now 7 points for Jaden Ivey. The NBA scoring explosion, Brent, hasn't slowed down. We're getting record-setting offenses, it seems like, every single season.
Yeah, Kevin, lots of factors going into that. Obviously, more three-pointers being taken and figuring out the math of the game. But let's give credit to the players and the work that they're doing in the off-season in terms of getting better with their skill to be able to shoot that basketball and seek out the most efficient shot on the court.
The Trailblazers making a switch here.
For your Trailblazers.
Sharp's checked in.
Number 17, Shaden Sharp.
Here's Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. Clock at 6. And here's Stewart. Shoots over Grant.
Grant's got some bursts. I mean, it's all out there, especially effective on getting to the shooters and making an impact.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Sharp. Here he goes. And then Sharp with the dunk.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Here's Cunningham. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Brett, you talk about guys on the brink of stardom. Cade Cunningham is right there.
And the two areas you'd love to see Cade improve on is just taking better shots and making plays for others. He has that instinctually, Kevin, as a point guard at his size. But as his team grows, the appreciation for what Cade Cunningham can do on the floor, that will grow too.
6 to shoot. Grant finds Sharp over Thompson. Thompson with the block.
He has the potential to be an elite NBA defender for a long time. Thompson can guard anybody.
Pistons leading by 17. Here's Cunningham. 10 points for him. Here's the three. And it's Portland with the rebound. And even 3-on-3 break.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Avdia against Thompson. Right side, Avdia. Now, here's Thibault. He's covered closely. It's stolen by Duran. Here's Ivy. Detroit, no good that time either. Trailblazers trail by 17. Grant outside. Ayton a screen on Ivy. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. Sinks the three-pointer. Sharp's got 5 now.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Sharp, the pass to Thibault. No good from outside. Pistons leading by 16. The drive by Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
Gotta do more than this to stop Thompson. He's used to having to fight through contact.
Ayton kicks to Grant. Avdia with a screen for Grant. And there's the defensive 3-second call. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
At about an 82% clip a season ago, so I'm sure he'll take those numbers.
And the technical free throw is good.
Talk to most of the coaching staffs around the league. What is the first thing they think about with Jeremy Grant? And it's that athleticism that comes to mind.
Avdia with it. Now defended by Cunningham. Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Here's Duran. Stewart with it. Duran sets the screen for Stewart. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Detroit Pistons finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
To center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Brent, something the Detroit Pistons unit does so well is push the pace in their games.
Yeah, you love to lean into young players and that vibrant athleticism, but you also have to understand that playing fast comes with quick decision making, and sometimes those don't always go hand in hand. The experience that these guys will have in their growth together and how soon it is that they realize they can help each other, that's going to push them places faster and further than they even realize.
Tipping off the second half, here's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5. Tobias Harris is out there with Beasley, and a 3. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr., and it's Waters in at the point guard position.
He's a good free throw shooter. Tobias Harris smartly looking to get in there and find some easy points from the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And Harris drops them both. Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
And that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
Henderson dishes to Williams. Sharp on the wing. Guarded by Hardaway. Henderson, no good. Pistons leading by 13. Hardaway kicks to Reed. His three-pointers off the mark. And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. And that one drops. Williams has got his second basket of the game.
You know, when Williams gets positioned inside, he just looks to dominate physically, and then he shows you the skill set on top of another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Hardaway against Sharp. Hardaway kicks to Beasley. Launches it. Drains the three-pointer. Beasley's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he can be pretty consistent out there, so the defense is going to have to force Beasley off the line.
Williams sets a screen for Henderson. Pass to Williams. Back to Henderson. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
At the line.
That's a good example of Henderson's strength and determination.
Portland, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Here's Harris. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, Tobias, too strong. Gets inside, not going to be denied.
The Pistons shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Henderson outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Detroit leading by 13. Here's Waters. That drops and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Waters got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Hardaway against Sharp.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that one is hammered home.
Out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever. Able to do things most others can't.
Here's Waters. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. We know, Brett, there are many roads that lead to the modern NBA. And Shaedon Sharp took his own unique path.
Yeah, Kevin, you could say that again. I mean, he was on the Kentucky campus as a player, but never participated in a collegiate game, and then all of a sudden finding himself at the top end of the NBA draft without ever playing a college game. When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is. And Sharp is the kind of guy who gets up there in a hurry. That elevator, that's got some extra juice.
Out to the right wing. Here's Waters. And again, it's the Pistons from deep.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
Now, here's Sharp. He's got 12. Pass to Walker. 34 seconds left to play here in the third. Williams against Reed. Shots good by Williams.
Already a gifted passer, Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Hardaway passes to Beasley. Here's Reed. Harris outside. Off target from outside. Here's Walker. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And so is Detroit, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, or you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
Fourth personal foul.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. And Fernie Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Ivy against Simon. Teardrop shot.
And that's a play where Grant lets you know that he can stick with his man and do a good job defending.
Down low. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Cunningham. And he drives in. That one drops for him. Cunningham's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Detroit. Trailblazers trail by 15. Outside, Simons. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson.
Second personal.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
Team foul.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Pistons leading by 15. Cunningham on the wing. Defended by Avdia. Here's Ivy. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham.
He's a big combo guard, and Ivy plays with no fear in there.
Nailed from three-point land. Ivy's got 5 points now this quarter. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
You also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace, and that's produced some easy scores.
Thompson in the posts. He's covered by Grant. Duran, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Thibault can't get it to go. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Stewart finds Ivy. Stewart with the screen on Simon. Kept alive. The kick out to Cunningham. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Pistons lead by 19.
Good instincts from Cade that time. He has the shot all picked out, so why waste time? Let it rip.
And finished off by Avdia.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers.
In the game.
Grant sets a screen for Avdia. Kicks it out to Grant. 1:51 left to play here in the fourth. 5 to shoot. Pass to Thibault. Good, and Grant gets the assist. Thibault's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Thompson outside. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Trailblazers trail by 16. Back to Simons for the 3. The offensive rebound. Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
Rising and punching it on the young fella. You know he loves having that much of a height advantage. Best chance to get yourself on the highlight reel.
Good idea to make Ayton earn it at the line because he's a menace in the paint. Don't let him get that shot off.
That free throw, no good. And the NBA is truly an international league. I mean, look no further than DeAndre Ayton, hailing from the Bahamas.
Well, you love that him and Buddy Hield carrying the torch for their home country. Ayton is actually the second first overall pick from the Bahamas, the first one being the great Michael Thompson.
Thompson passes to Duran. And another turnover here by Detroit.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Pistons.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Outside, Avdia. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Great decision by Simons. He's got the reputation of a score-first guard. He can dish it.
During the pass to Stewart. Latrey drills the three-pointer.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
He hits the first one, and that brings them to within 10. And Simons drops them both. Detroit with the ball. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And here's Cunningham. From deep three-point land, off the mark. And so the Pistons take the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kel, how about the mental toughness?